I am getting overmatched with sensations that I don't know how to love yet, with an inner child that I don't really know how to meet his needs. And it's just been this kind of hellish experience that I've been going through in many ways. And there's this part of me that's continually coming up and trying to find a solution to stop making these feelings happen. There's this part of me that keeps coming up with ideas. If we do this, then the feelings will go away. If we do that, then maybe they'll subside. But then there's like this other part of me that's just like, just keep walking forward. And yeah, it's just been this really intense experience that I've been going through. I think one of the most excruciating times that we have on the path, and is what I'm going through right now, is when we have found a portal into really repressed energies. It's like we found a pathway into connecting with them, but we have a super ego or an inner critic that is in immense resistance to those energies coming up. So on the one hand, it's beautiful, like our awareness has carved a path deep inside of us to maybe uncover some repressed rage or grief or terror. But on the other hand, it's just horrific to experience in the body, because as much as you've discovered these energies and as much as you're willing to let them come up on a conscious level, there's this unconscious force within you that's saying, oh, no way. Those feelings are buried deep for a reason. Hell no. And so we can have this kind of battle going on in our body, like this tug of war, and it can be extremely exhausting and depleting. I know I barely slept last night. I just had this searing rage coursing through my system, while simultaneously I had this super ego pushing down on it saying, no, go back down, you're not coming up. And this rage was like, no, I've been seen, I finally get to be seen. It's finally safe for me to come up. And this is not a conscious thing. And you can do everything you can to help yourself. Unfortunately for me right now, I'm not able to see my healer until June. But, of course I wake up and I journal, I meditate, I do authentic movement, I'm connecting with earth, I'm getting out in nature. And it's funny too, yesterday I tried to contact a couple people that I usually count on in these times. And of course, as time would have it, they were going through their own stuff. And sometimes that's how life works too, is where you want to reach out for support, but it's not there. And that's life's way of, helping you learn to be your own best support. And sometimes that's how we need to learn, is we have these excruciating experiences happening and we really want support from others, but even though we're reaching out, it's not there. And so life is trying to help teach us to really be our own space of unconditional love, to really learn how to hold space for feelings that we've never been able to hold space for before. And I noticed as these feelings were coming up last night, there's a tendency when we're faced with excruciating sensations and feelings that we really don't want them to be there. There's this tendency to go into oh, what have I done wrong? I must have done something wrong for these feelings to be arising. And there's the tendency for this really harsh inner critic to come up and to be telling us all kinds of stories about how we messed up, how we're a coward, how we should be ashamed of ourselves, and just these kind of stories rooted in guilt. And it's because the inner critic, he or she, they're really just trying to keep us safe. They're really just trying to say, hey, if you would have done this different, we wouldn't be feeling this and we'd be feeling better. I mean, they're underneath all of like the inner critic's harshness is just this part of us that is trying to help. And I noticed how much I was aligned with my inner critic this has been going on for 7 or 8 days now, with one day where I had this massive heart opening and just this, I was like in this exquisite, supernatural realm of love, which is so bizarre, right? 7 days of just excruciating hell, like what the fuck is going on? I don't know how to be with these feelings, and then one day, you just feel like you're in some, like I said, supernatural realm. But I've noticed how aligned I've been with my inner critic on all the days that I've been in hell. And last night I was able to break some of that, interwovenness that I've had with my inner critic. Like a lot of my consciousness has been interwoven with those stories, and I've been giving my, power of belief and identification over to those stories. And so last night I was finally just telling myself, fuck, dude, you're doing so good. You've done nothing wrong. It's incredible the feelings you're meeting. It's incredible how much you're stepping up to care for yourself, even though you're going through what you're going through. And I just was really my own best friend. And I was being to myself what I was really needing someone else to be for me last night, finally. And I was just giving myself a lot of credit. And sometimes that's what we need. And I can just feel like, regardless of what story my mind wants to make out of what's happening, I have access to some deep, deep wounds. I can feel this stuff. It's like not on the surface. It's not 1 or 2 layers deep in my body. It's like all the way in the center of my body is what it feels like to me. This like deep pain coming up, and then with it also this deep clench. It's like in the innermost core of my being. And it's like sensations and feelings I've never felt. I've never mined this deep into myself before, to be quite honest. And it's been with intention. Like I've been having long periods of silence, long periods of going within, long periods without any type of external distractions. And so it's like, sometimes be careful what you wish for. I mean, it's beautiful to be uncovering and discovering these buried aspects of myself that are in tremendous pain. But it's also a lot. It's also a lot to try to meet. It's taken my awareness to its edge and beyond to try to meet this stuff. And last night I finally gave myself a little break. I watched some YouTube videos, some NBA basketball videos, some comedy videos, and like I said, I tried to reach out to some friends, but they were going through their own heaviness in their own way. And I think we're all kind of probably being faced with some stuff that's difficult. And I think the best we can do is just be there for ourselves. I don't think there's much we can do to take the feelings away sometimes. But if we are our own, like confidant, our own best friend, then, it might make it a little bit easier to bear the feelings, to keep walking forward. And like I said, there's something within me that's just like, just keep walking forward. Just keep putting one foot in front of the other. And, keep doing your best to learn how to fall in love with what's arising without getting entangled with any stories of I've done something wrong, I'm doing something bad. It's like we can just let go of those and just do our best to be with what's here, with love. So, sending you all so much love. Thank you for being here. I love being real with you guys. And I love making my experience this laboratory for you guys to kind of just being real, like, here's what's happening. Here it is. And it's like, I think that's when perhaps I provide you all with the most value. And these videos help me too. They help me kind of move through stuff. They help me come to deeper understandings. Just to hear myself talk into this space is very helpful. So yeah, thanks for being here. Thank you for witnessing. Yeah, I love your guys' comments. It's always so touching to connect with you in that way. Thank you for the support. Thank you for any donations that you have the willingness to offer, that, you know, if it feels inspiring to you, it really helped me right now. Kind of, that's another way of feeling held, is when I see a donation come through on my email. It's just like, wow, okay, the divine is holding me. I'm on the right path. You know, it's safe for me to just keep walking forward. And so yeah, your donations mean a lot. Just all of your guys' support, your kind words, your love. It's so appreciated, and we are in this together. So like, I'm right there with you. I'm walking alongside next to you. Yeah, and other than that, I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Namaste.